Hello everyone, this is Justyna Lorkowska. Today I'd like to show you how to bind off the Holyrood shawl and how to create those small eyelets here at the end of the chevron border with the crochet hook. Okay, so what you're going to need is, well, the crochet hook and the needle that you're going to use for the bind off. And the shawl I'm working on is made with needle size 3.75. For the bind off, I like to go up in the needle size. So here, if I'm using 3.75 and I go up at least 2 sizes, the needles I'm using here are 4.5, okay? So if the needles for the bind off are 4.5, the same size is the crochet hook. Now, if you look closely, here is the blocked version, version number 1. If you look closely here at the end, you have a chain, actually a crochet chain created by means of crochet, okay? And it's more or less the same size as the eyelet here in this column. This shawl is already blocked, but I'm finishing version number 2 of the shawl, which is pink and gray. And I'm going to show you how to do it. Just a second, I'm just going to put the yarn in here so it doesn't get in the way. So I started, as you can see, I've already started binding off and creating the loops in here, okay? So I'm just going to continue. I take the bigger size needle, 4.5, and I bind off those stitches that are knits. I bind them off knitwise. And when you take the needle for the bind off, okay, make sure that the tip of the needle is not sharp and thin. Because generally when people bind off, they use just the tip, okay? They don't put the stitches in here in the shaft to have big stitches. So try to use a needle that has, that has the tip and the shaft almost the same size. As you can see, this needle is pretty thick, right? So try to use something similar. Now I got here to the point where I have my column, okay? A row below, I would be just doing the double yarn over, but I cannot really do it here because I want to bind off those stitches. So what do? I pinch here, okay? So I hold it here, hold the stitch here so it doesn't run away or it's not dropped. I take the crochet hook and I put it here in the stitch, okay? The crochet hook here at the end, well, it has a hook that's going to be used for scooping. I want to put so that this tip doesn't get in the way. This hook is going to be used for scooping the yarn, okay? For scooping the yarn, which is going to be pulled through the loop here, through the stitch. So I insert the crochet hook, I scoop the yarn and I pull it through. That's the first stitch, first crochet stitch. And now I have a new stitch with a new loop. So again, I scoop and I pull through. And a new one, I scoop and I pull through. And a new one, I scoop and I pull through. As you can see, my stitches are fairly loose, okay? First of all, it's because I have the correct size of the crochet. Second, because I'm not just pulling like that here, okay? Because then, as you can see what happens, the stitch, the last one, this one here below, gets very, very, very tight, and this is not what we want to have. I'm going to rip the stitch back, 2 stitches back, okay? So again, I have 2 stitches, and I'm going to go back. If it happens to you that you just pull too tight, you can pinch those stitches in here so they don't change their size. So I have 1, 2, now I'm going to scoop, pull through, pinch, scoop, pull through, pinch. So I have 4 stitches, and this last one here is on the crochet. I take the needle that I was using for the bind off, I take out the crochet and I insert the needle, and I can continue right now with the bind off of the knits in here. So 1, 2. Now if you're looking at, you know, the way I knit and wondering why it's so different, don't worry. It's Eastern method, okay, which is basically works the same way as Western method, but my stitches are just mounted a little bit differently. And as you can see, I enter, you know, the stitch. The leading leg is behind the needle, so I enter all the stitches through the back loop. It works the same way. The result is the same way, the same as with Western, as with Western method. Okay, again, I got here to the point where I have my column. I'm going to perform the crochet chain again for you to remember. So I pinch here so nothing runs away. I insert the crochet hook, scoop, pull through, pinch, scoop, pull through, pinch, scoop, pull through, pinch, scoop, pull through, pinch. And now I can take out the crochet hook, insert the needle, and again I can continue. So if this is going to be the first time you're going to be using crochet, don't worry, I hope you'll see that it's not as difficult as it is. Okay, so I'm just going to finish this later. I want to show you that here we have our eyelet, right? And it's perfect size. And here I'm going to pin when I block. One more note, if you observe closely, you will see that here the border is a bit longer than on the beige version. And it's just because I wanted to have light yarn to show you how to crochet better. And also I don't like, you know, to have leftovers, so I was just trying to use up as much as yarn as possible. Okay, so this is unblocked, looks like that. And one more look at the blocked version, and this is blocked, right? So here you have those beautiful peaks in here on the chevron. Okay, I hope that helps, and see you next time. Bye.